Hello friends, this is Ryan from Behind Eyes Gaming and welcome to the update on my Holy Flame Totem character. Today I'm going to go over my gear, some things that have changed, and kind of update how I've been doing. I'm also going to do a boss killing montage. I was able to get down Elder, but unfortunately it was only a yellow Elder because I've had a hard time sustaining maps and getting up into red tier. For some reason the maps just are not dropping. I'm hoping I can get them through map rooms in the temple and also in delves if I can find some good city blocks to go into and get some map boxes there, and maybe I'll get some maybe I'll get a nice cartographer's strong box at some point. But I am having a really tough time. My current Atlas looks like this, only 58 complete, and I'm just having a tough time getting over tier 7 or 8. But before we get into all of the gear and everything, I'm just going to do a quick boss killing montage for you. Alright, I hope you enjoyed that montage. Now let's get into the nitty gritty. I'm going to go over my gear and some of the gem setups that I've changed. So for my wand, I'm currently using one that has some added cold damage, some crit chance for spells, and some crit multi, and I still have that gain percentage of physical damage as extra lightning damage, so we can get shocks onto our opponents. Getting the shocks is really nice, adds a lot of damage. I have a new helmet. I don't have many resistances on this, but I have a lot of life, and I have 4% of physical damage from hits taken as fire damage, which I find to be pretty nice mitigation. For the amulet, I haven't upgraded this amulet. I need to upgrade this amulet at some point. It's okay, but there's some stuff I'd like to fix with it, and I can definitely get something much better. I did get a extra number of summoned totems, +1 maximum number of summoned totems shield. I self-crafted this, I just bought it. Took a couple of chaos and then I just crafted max life onto it, so it might have been cheaper just to get one that would be just as good, if not better, but honestly I think it was relatively cheap for what it does. I do have a 6th link now, and that's very important. For my 6th link, I added minion and totem elemental resistance support, which gives my totems a little bit more survivability. That's coupled with getting a few jewels that have totem life. So I have this one, which is actually a very nice one. It's got crit chance for spells, max life, cast speed on it. Then I have this one that has life, crit chance, and totem life. And then lastly, I have this one that has life, totem life, and cast speed. So I kind of tried to make sure I got life and totem life, along with some other bonus stats on all of the jewels that I have currently. I do want to get a Watcher's Eye at some point. I want to get a Zealotry or Hatred Watcher's Eye, but we'll have to see if I can get to that point, because I've been spending a lot of my currency on maps at the moment. Alright. And as going on with the gear, I guess, we have, I think this is the same ring, it's just a lot of life and resistances. It's pretty handy. I've actually switched to an Essence Worm, and you can see I still have mana reserved. I'm actually still running, Herald of Ash and also a low-level Clarity, just because I decided to go with Divine Guidance as my Uber Lab Ascendancy, so that'll give me a little bit more survivability. I want to have that extra mana regen. I think I get about 35 more mana regen for a level 10 Clarity, so I just keep it at that. I have about half of my mana reserved, and I usually don't have any issues maintaining mana. I don't even run a mana flask, because 10% is such a small number, generally will not affect my mana pool that greatly during a fight. Still have, I think I did upgrade my gloves a little bit. Now these are not that great and could definitely be upgraded. I found this quite a while ago, still using it. Pretty solid belt for as early as I got it, and yeah, I'll probably keep using it for a while. Eventually maybe I'll want to get something a little better, if I can get all of my resistances sorted out. I am Curse of Elements, or I am able to run Curse of Elements. Boy, that's Elemental Weakness, there you go. Elemental Weakness maps with my current resistances, except for my Lightning resistance, which is only 81. But I have 115 and 116 Fire and Cold resistance, so these could drop a little bit more. I'd still be able to deal with the LE weakness okay. So maybe I try to get something a little fancier on my belt at some point. Yeah, I have these boots. They have 74 life, 22 strength, and 30% movement speed. Don't really need a lot. No resistances on these at all. So we can move things around. There's still some optimization. I just hit 20 right before the Elder fight in that last one, so gem level 20. I was fighting all of the Guardians, Ziri, and also the Uber Izaro, all on a level 19 Holy Flame Totem gem. One of my current plans is to get a 2120 Holy Flame Totem, so I'm gonna quality this one up to 20%, and then I'm gonna try to vol it, and if all else fails I'll just buy one. So no big deal there. Quite a bit of damage can still be gotten on this. Now, you see that my current tooltip is 72k per totem. However, when I get all of my buffs up here, it's actually 129.7k, or almost 129.8k. So it's pretty substantial, doing right around 500,000 damage with all 4 of my totems up DPS. They have good range clear, they have good single target as you saw. We still have a lot of damage we can eke out of this build. I can get these channeling nodes up here, and I think I could just get another power charge as well. Go up to 5 power charges. There's a couple of things I could still do to eke out a little bit more damage. By the time we're level 95 or 96, I'll probably get all these channeling nodes, grab a couple more life nodes, and I should be good. I don't think there's much else. I might go through the back here and grab Divine Wrath. I think that could give me a nice amount. It's just the extra physical damage. I mean, the lightning spells have 15% of physical damage converted to lightning. Won't affect my totem, but I will get the 5% extra lightning damage plus the increased elemental, increased physical damage. That's 24% extra damage for the build. That's quite a lot. And this node is actually quite good as well, leading into it. So I may go for those. But I do like the channeling ones, the 4% additional physical damage reduction while channeling. I don't know if that applies to my totems or not. If so, that's going to be very substantial as well. And more cast speed is always good for these totems since they never run out of mana. The faster they cast, the better. So I think we can get up to close to 1,000,000 damage per second by the time we get to the end of this. In terms of survivability, nearly 5k life. And then the 688 unreserved mana with the 10% coming from Divine Guidance. I could also go into Mind Over Matter. If I were to do that, I would wait until I have enough points to respec so I can get Inspiration. Because I'm not, and I'd try to get a little bit more mana regen on my gear because I'm not so confident at the moment that we would be able to survive or sustain our mana taking a total of 40% of the damage taken. We do have some block and some spell block, but overall I think it probably wouldn't be worth it. I don't really know about getting actually the spell block because it looks like I didn't get that on this particular build. Might consider it. You don't get cast speed on these. Could go this way, it wouldn't really help me. We don't have energy shield, so I think there are too many wasted points to get this, even though spell block would be nice and help with our survivability as well. So that's pretty much it. There isn't a whole lot more we can do to push this build. We could also go for Spiritual Aid since we already have a little bit of minion damage. Incidentally, this would push this up to 24%. And then we'd get the 12, 12, 20, which is huge, 10, and then 15. So these are all really efficient nodes once you get to Spiritual Aid, so I'd probably want to respec 5 points into that. That's also an option. That would be for the mid 90s, so we're still a ways off, especially if we can't get into the red maps. I do think that this build is pretty viable, and once it is fully pimped out, I'm going to definitely try to take that to the a Red Elder, maybe Uber Elder. Definitely going to try to do Guardians and Shaper. So once I get to that point, I will do another video. That one might not be for a while because I am working on some other builds. I do hope you enjoyed this video anyway. This has been Ryan from Behind Eyes Gaming, and I will see you next time. Bye!